Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to another edition of the actionsoftrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Guys, do me a favor, support the channel. All it takes, again, is a second. Click the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe and take this journey with us, right? Take this journey to the never-ending goal line when you don't get no trophies or any love. Is just do it again and again and again and again and again. So welcome aboard, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. The redundancy of the market is overwhelming, right? If you're a bear in this tape, I don't know what you want to tell. No, I don't know what you want to hear. I don't know what words of encouragement. But you're getting screwed, dude. You're getting screwed. The April lows came. The April lows went. And every single day, we're just going up and up and up. And every single time, you think the bulls have nothing left in the tank, they just explode again. And yesterday was a perfect example. Market gapped up yesterday. News came out that Oracle basically crapped all over the face of NVIDIA with their $100 billion, whatever the hell it was, whatever the number was, investment in the Blackwell chip. They basically say your chip sucks. Oracle went down very, very aggressively. NVIDIA went down very, very aggressively. The whole market went down very, very aggressively. Yada, yada, yada. 24 hours, nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. And it really does show you the resilience of the market. There is no fear. The call buying is still, pretty much, everywhere, right? Everywhere across the board, whether it's mega cap space, the quantum names, we'll get to them in a second. Usually I wouldn't highlight them, but here's a point of reference I want to share with you guys. And the most important part is just enjoy it, folks. Enjoy it. Again, we don't know how long this type of environment will last, but you got to enjoy it. If you're just sitting there belly aching and moaning and bitching about some, random stock that it can't go in your direction, or, it doesn't make sense, I can't figure it out, this is all manipulated. If you're doing all that, you're doing it wrong. You're burning brain cells. You're wasting a lot of time. And guys, guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your complaints, right? The world doesn't want to hear about the labor pains. Just show me the baby. Zip it or enjoy it, but you can't do both. Anyway, let's talk about the tape, right? Let's talk about the tape. Another all-time high, another 1.5% move on the NASDAQ. Stocks are going crazy. Everything's all good in the world. Food tastes better. The air is fresher. Your little pee-pee is growing about 1.5 inches since the last time you saw it. You lost a couple of pounds. What else do you want, right? We're in the middle of football season. The holiday season's about to come on, right? We're about to have Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and Hanukkah and Festivus for the rest of us, right? Be fortunate what you have, not what you want. Stay the course. Screen time, screen time, screen time. Eventually, this whole big mishmash will eventually click. So let's talk about the tape, right? Let's talk about some individual names. Let's talk about some option flow. Instead of me sitting here for the next 10 minutes, I'll tell you how great the market is. You either figured it out by now or you didn't. So let's talk about some things that could be productive for you. AMD is what we call in the biz a full-blown short squeeze, right? Or just a full-blown parabolic, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever you want to call it. Unless you've been under a rock, AMD signed, well, not a sign, but they got a $100 billion deal pretty much with OpenAI. Stock is roughly up about 40+% in the last 3 days, right? We'll get to the pivots in a second. The amount of 240 calls that are coming in, that came in today, was just astronomical. The 240 weeklies, the 250 weeklies. For next week, they were pounding the 247.5s, the 250s. The way this stock is trading, by the time I am done recording the video, there's a good chance the stock will be at 240. Just an absolute runaway train. We'll get to that in a second. NVIDIA, right? Ever since NVIDIA broke out of its 10-week base, and again, if you've been following along for the last couple of weeks, you know that NVIDIA finally got above the 10-week base, above that 84.5 level. It's been kind of teetering, tottering, for the last few days. Aggressive call buying came in, 190 weeklies nonstop. Next week's 197.50s, 200 calls nonstop. NVIDIA looks ready to roll. Does it present a smooth trader after the open? Not really, right? Not really. It's like it feels like it's about to go, and then it comes in, and then it bounces, and then it fake bounces, and it goes again, and then it sells off. So it hasn't gotten there. It hasn't gotten there in a smooth way, but it's definitely gotten there. Let's talk about Amazon, and it's something definitely you want to watch for the next couple of days. You guys remember on Amazon in the last couple of days looked like absolute horseshit. That's the best way I can say it, right? Building below the 50-day moving average, below the 50-day. Well, Amazon today tried to reclaim the 50-day moving average, got rejected, and closed below, right? That's the bad news. The good news is there's always tomorrow that it could reclaim it back. We saw some really aggressive call buying coming in for the 230 weeklies. And then next week, they started pounding very, very aggressively the 235s. And then the Decembers, they were rolling over for the 250s. Folks, again, if you've been watching along for any amount of time, you know the significance, okay, of the 50-day moving average. Above the 50 is super bullish. Below the 50 is super bearish. So let's talk about it, right? Let me just show you some examples just in Amazon, right? So here was Amazon way back when reclaimed the 50-day moving average on September of 2024. And the stock went from 180 all the way up to God knows where, right? Right around here, around February on Valentine's Day, it lost the 50-day moving average, right? Went from 223 all the way down to 161, right? Below the 50-day bearish, above the 50-day bullish. Right here, it got back above the 50-day moving average in May. The stock went from 193 all the way up to 215, right? And 215 came in a little bit, and then stock just exploded all the way up to 240. Okay, let's just kind of fast forward to where we are present day. So the last time it lost the 50-day moving average was basically September the 22nd. Stock went from 227 all the way down to 216. Not the big deal, but the point is here we are back at a price discovery zone, right? We're back at the stone throws away from reclaiming the 50-day moving average again. It's definitely one of my top 2 watches going into tomorrow, because if we can reclaim back today's channel tomorrow, Amazon can go on a run. So definitely keep an eye on that. A name, for example, like Apple, right? We've been talking about Apple going sideways. We started seeing the options activity start building up again in the name. Okay, we started seeing a lot of 260 weeklies coming in with 2 days left of expiration. That is for this week. For next week, we started seeing for the 10/17 expiration for the 265s. I've been talking about Apple. Now it feels like for 3 weeks, it's been sitting just literally dental floss sideways. If they could finally get back above this whole channel here, I do believe we could go on a pretty good run on Apple. So Amazon reclaiming the 50-day moving average would be great. Apple, again, above this range would be phenomenal. Let's talk about Boeing. Yeah, that actually came out of my mouth. Boeing is kind of like Amazon, right? I'm not going to go through the whole history lesson, but last time Boeing reclaimed the 50-day moving average and went on a massive run. This is now the first close over the 50-day moving average, okay? So if Boeing could reclaim today's price action tomorrow, okay, it start building on today's price action, it could go on a run. The one thing it didn't see today, which I really need for it to kind of do, is the options market we need to start seeing like 230, 235 short-term expiration calls. We didn't see that today, but there's always tomorrow. So Amazon, Boeing, both potential reclaiming back the 50-day moving average. Apple going sideways. Who the hell knows when it's going to wake up, but I'm hoping it's in the next couple of days. Let's talk about Tesla. So Tesla had 2 big things in the last week, right? It had its delivery numbers, which were really, really good. They sold the stock. They came out with a cheaper model yesterday. I think the street was looking for around $35K for the brand new vehicle. I'm not really sure. It came in a little under $40,000. They sold it off really aggressively. Today, caught a nice short on this thing off the open, but below yesterday's channel. Went down another 6-7 points, but it held the rising 20-day support. We didn't see any option flow on Tesla. Okay, that's the one thing. We did not see any option flow on Tesla for today, which is very, very odd considering the Nasdaq was up like 1.5%. However, it doesn't matter. That could change on a dime. So here's what Tesla has to do. Because again, I trade this thing both ways. I don't care which way it goes as long as it confirms. So today it stopped at the 10-day moving average. What the bulls need to do, obviously, is reclaim back the 10-day moving average tomorrow, and we can start waking up. If the bears, they need to reclaim back the 20-day support, which it touched today, and start hitting it back to last week's lows. So we have a two-sided potential on Tesla above the 10-day long, below the 20-day short. Again, something definitely to watch. CRWV, big call buying came into the name, okay? We saw some repeat 145 weeklies. We saw a guy come in for 900 Rand for the October 31st 160 calls. This thing is flagging a little bit. Again, not the easiest trader in the world, but if this thing can get back above the highs from Monday and reclaim back this Bollinger Band, this thing can wake up as well. So really good looking chart there. You just need to be a little bit patient to wait this thing plays out organically. Look at Crowdsource. Beautiful chart, guys. Really, I mean, this is pretty basic stuff, right? Pretty basic stuff. Keep an eye on this thing as well. And for months and months, everybody in their, well, not everybody. I mean, I don't trade this shit, respectfully, right? Stock has basically gone from, just from when I've started watching it, from 15 to 40. Everybody's losing their mind trying to pick a top. Guys, I'm going to share a very basic secret, which is not a secret at all. When a stock comes in, it has to lose the previous day's channel, okay? Stop trying to guess where the top is. The stock needs to lose the previous day's channel. What's the common denominator for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, right? It's all higher highs and higher lows. That's not going to be a reversal on higher lows. It has to lose either a short-term sentiment benchmark, which is the 5-day moving average, and especially if it can correlate with the previous day's channel's lows. Well, going into tomorrow, you kind of have that. Does it mean it's going to lose the previous channel's lows? Your guess is as good as mine. After today's update, I'm going to not literally look at it, so I couldn't care less about it. I'm even going to give you the number, okay? I'm even going to give you the number. Stop trying to short every single, top of this thing. You see this 40-70 area? That was the low from 2 days. Tomorrow will make it a 3-day channel, okay? If it happens tomorrow, and I don't know if it will, I'm not a mind reader, okay? But eventually a back test of these darlings will have to happen, okay? Your guess is mine, as good as mine, and when that's going to happen. However, if you are preparing for tomorrow, okay, and you believe that it potentially could happen, if it starts losing the 40-70 area, any close below 40-70 will violate the 5-day moving average. The 5-day moving average, the shortest term sentiment, you don't have to guess. It needs to violate a previous day's channel. Now you're in a 3-day channel mode, so you have points of reference for price discovery for 3 days, not just one. So instead of trying to guess the top and getting blown out and writing blogs on social media complaining about, well, I definitely learned something about, no, you don't learn about anything, okay? Just stop guessing tops. Watch the 3-day channel, lose the 5-day moving average. That's when you're going to get your back test. Okay, so that's that there as well. So that's it. That's all I got. Today's pivots, very aggressive. Stifle, upgraded Tesla today. Couldn't rally. That was literally my go-to. When a stock can't rally and upgrade, well, when the hell is it going to rally? Stock was up $3-4 pre-market, went right in the day. It took out 432.40s, traded all the way down to 425s, hence why the rising 20-day support where it stops. So really great trade on Tesla today. But I am watching tomorrow both sides, either reclaiming back the 10 or losing back the 20. Lucid never got to pre-market lows. AMD, again, what are you going to say in AMD? Congratulations for you guys. It's still holding runners. Hopefully you'll get 240 in the next 12 hours. 219 needs to confirm. Stock is trading about 238 after hours. Really nothing there to talk about. Boeing, 224.10 needs to confirm the 50-day. We traded up to 226. This is the highest close of the whole formation. Beautiful move there as well. The video, only went up like 30 cents. It's still, this is the highest close in the whole formation, but it's starting to get really hard to trade into strength. In my opinion, I think it's just much easier into weakness because at least you have a correlated channel where the price action needs to respond or it's going to fail off that level. And one weird name, man, is this open, right? This open is, it's getting a lot of $10 and $11 call buying, but the price action is just not there. Keep an eye on this thing. Still needs to get above 970 to filter out some of these aggressive shorts. So that's it, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're interested in pivots, guys, click the link below. I'd love to expose to the wonderful world of the PS60 process. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you on the field tomorrow.